Hi boys and girls, mums and dads. My name is John Benneyworth. I'm the author of Iggle books. Amazing Iggles are short stories for young children to explore language and speech, and then by repetition to learn to read. These are 10 short stories that children will quickly learn from and associate with bedtime reading. There are 10 characters. Angelical has a birthday party in the clouds. Physical uses his amazing strength. Nautical saves a sailor. Magical helps his mother-in-law with magic. Arithmetical learns to play with numbers. Tropical knows how to chill out. Alphabetical learns to spell. Musical makes music. Astronautical travels in space. And mechanical uses racing car tools. I'll now read to you the whole magical story. Vroom, 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 get me down, get me down, get me down. Magical smiled and sat reading a large book of magic potions and spells. She can stay up there for another hour, he thought. It won't harm her, it might teach her a lesson. Looking through the big window into the garden, he could see Mystical, his mother-in-law, flying round and round. She was becoming an old witch, he thought. She was smaller than she used to be, her long nails broke easily, and her hair had gone grey. Still, she was a harmless old witch, even if she did make his life difficult at times. Magical smiled. His mother-in-law had always muddled up her magic spells for as long as he could remember. For instance, there was his wedding day. His wife had looked so lovely. She had made up her face with beautiful shades of red, with purple and green around her eyes, and shiny yellow teeth. She had worn a long black dress covered with stars and moons that Mystical had made for her by magic. Halfway through the wedding, the magic spell had broken and the dress disappeared. Everyone laughed, he remembered, and his bride was very upset. She blushed a deep shade of white. Very silly. For instance, there was the time that her cat climbed a tree and couldn't get down. Using a magic spell, she had turned the tree upside down. The cat grinned and walked away, but the spell went wrong. For 3 weeks, the tree stayed upside down with its roots swaying in the breeze. The bats had to stand up on the branches, and the birds flew upside down into their nests. Very, very silly, don't you think? For instance, the day that she bent her magic wand but still insisted on using it. She really caused mischief that day. She bent a field of cows so they all had humps like camels. The farmer was very surprised when he came to milk them, and he had to wait a week before the spell wore off. Magical interrupted his thoughts. Is that mother still flying around the garden? She asked. Can't you get her down? She'll get dizzy. No, she really has muddled her magic spell this time, said Magical. It could take me quite some time to sort it out. But the spell might wear off, said Mrs. Magical, and if it does, she'll come down with such a bump. Do please hurry. Sort it out before she hurts herself. They could see Mystical still flying around above the rooftops. The broomstick seemed to be going faster and faster. I do believe that a cat is enjoying it, said Magical. It is sitting behind her with a huge grin on its face. What colour do you think the cat was? Black? No, it was green. And it had been the cat that had caused the trouble. You see, the cat suffered from travel sickness. Do you sometimes feel sick in a car? Well, the cat felt sick on the broomstick. It had always felt broomsick since it was a kitten. Mystical had tried everything to make it better. It was a strange cat, but then magic cats usually are. It didn't chase mice or birds. What do you think it chased? Dogs? No, elephants. Not often, of course, as there are not that many elephants around. It didn't eat fish or meat. It didn't eat tins of cat food or even mice. You see, it was a vegetarian cat. That, thought Mag-iggle, was probably the trouble. The cat would only eat green vegetables. Well, it also liked grass soup and daffodil stem sandwiches. Can you think of other green things that the cat would like to eat? Cabbage, broccoli, lettuce, peas, runner beans. But its favourite dinner was spinach pie with green custard. That morning it had been greedy and had eaten 3 helpings. After riding with Mag-iggle to the shops, it had been very sick indeed. Mag-iggle decided to try a magic potion to cure the cat once and for all. She read her book on magic spells and potions. She carefully collected the ingredients. 1 tin of treacle, 2 snail shells, to slow you down, the book had said, 3 ice lollies, and a few crisps. She mixed it up with a drop of milk. Yes, that's right, green milk. She said the magic words, obmuj obmum, and fed the cat. Then she set off on the broomstick with the cat sitting behind her, and had been flying ever since. "That's it!" Mag-iggle shouted out loud. "That's it! She's muddled up the spell!" He looked again at the page that said, "Potion for broom sickness." There was the recipe: treacle, ice lollies, crisps, and snail shells. Take care, if you reverse the words you speak, you'll not stop flying for a week. She must have muddled up the words, said Mag-iggle. "What can we do?" asked Mrs. Mag-iggle. "I'm not sure," replied Mag-iggle. "I will try to get her down by shouting the right words up to her." And he did. The broomstick floated gently down to the garden. Mag-iggle cried with relief. The cat was smiling, but still looked very green. "What did I get wrong this time?" asked Mag-iggle. "The words," said Mag-iggle. "You muddled them up." "What were the right ones?" she asked. "Do you know?" "Well, just try saying obmuj obmum backwards. And that's mumbo jumbo.